Chapter 1. Damn it, I am a panda? Robert looked at himself in a mirror. Seeing the handsome face, he nodded with satisfaction. Today he is going on a date with his first girlfriend. He worked so hard and finally got a beautiful girlfriend. Thinking of his life as a single dog, Robert wanted to cry. People say that he is handsome, so it must be easy to get a girlfriend, right? All the people who said this to him received only one reply from him. You know shit. Damn, did they think that with just a handsome face, every girl comes to my arms voluntarily? That's just a fantasy. In his college, even the most beautiful girl is a girlfriend of a guy who looks average. Well, of course he looks average compared to him. But the thing is, they are not even childhood friends. They just met for freaking 2 months and then they announced their relationship. On that day he realized just relying on the face is difficult to get a beautiful girl. You should have a good mouth too. If you want to have a girlfriend, you should know how to talk sweetly to the girls. That's what the guy said to me. If he wants a beautiful girlfriend, then he has to learn how to lick. After so much practice, he finally got a girlfriend. How can he be not emotional? He sorted out his emotion and showed a handsome smile on his face. With buff of licking skill and with such a handsome face, he is confident to get a girlfriend. Everything went well. With his licking skill, the girl had a good time throughout the day. Robert was satisfied too. Today was a great day. He even got a chance to kiss her. Just as he was going to send her home, the girl gave him a hint that made him jump with excitement. They are going to open a room tonight. That means today he is going to say goodbye to his virgin life. He booked a room in a high-end hotel. Even though it hurts his wallet, he felt it's worth it. After doing all of the work, it was finally time for the main event. He looked at himself in the mirror and felt nervous and excited. Man up, there is no need to be nervous, it's just having sex. There is no need to be nervous about this. Robert walked out of the washroom with only a towel around his waist. He saw the girl sitting on the bed with a shy expression. I am going to do it. Just as Robert was preparing to throw himself on her, the lights went off. Nice assist. Robert gave thumbs up to the girl. It's embarrassing to do it when the lights are on. It's better to do it in dark. Just then something hit his head and his vision went dark. Even when Robert fainted, his last thought was about which position he should try tonight. It hurts. Robert was holding his head and inhaling a sip of cold air. It's painful. He felt that his head is spinning, all of his thoughts were chaotic. All of his messy thoughts came to his mind, but it was mostly related to 3. Eat. Position. Tasty. He can sum up all the thoughts in these 3 words. Robert rubbed his forehead and shook his head, which finally made him awake a little bit, then tried to sit up and opened his eyes and looked around blankly. Who am I? Where am I? Till now his thoughts were chaotic, but he gradually recovered the memories. He finally remembered that he was going to sleep with his girlfriend and was going to say goodbye to his virgin life. But after that, he does not remember anything. Where is my girlfriend? Thinking about the memory, he was excited. He ate his girlfriend? And used different positions? That must be it. Thinking of this, he raised his hand in excitement. But when he raised his hands, he saw a pair of furry paws. He rubbed his eyes to check whether or not he was having illusions. But then looked down and saw a chubby belly. What the fuck? Robert stood up with a look of shock on his face. I am a bear? Robert felt like he was going crazy. It was so difficult to get a girlfriend even with his handsome face. Now he became a bear. How can beautiful women like him? If he smiled at a girl on the street, it might scare her to death. It hurts. It hurts. Suddenly his head started to hurt again, and a lot of unfamiliar memories came into his mind. This bear has lived in this peak woodland since he was born. Because terrible creatures are living outside the woodland. Because of this, he dared not go outside the grove and lived here for a long time. In short, the bear has been living a miserable life since he was born. Just yesterday he wanted to eat something new. He was bored with eating grass roots. He picked up a red fruit from the tree. That looked delicious after the bear, or it was truly delicious. But at night it had stomach pain. And in the morning Robert arrived. He was dumbfounded. A bear died with stomach pain? He didn't even know how to sympathize with the bear. Gulyalu. At this time his belly made a sound. Robert had no time to sympathize with the bear. He had to fill his stomach first. Robert staggered to his feet, habitually wanting to walk upright, but felt pain in his waist and back. Robert sighed, and had no choice but to crawl out of the cave with his forepalms on the ground. Outside the cave is a dense mountain forest, full of plants that Robert can't name. It looks like a virgin jungle anyway. First crawled under a fruit tree along the memory to pick up a few green fruits to fill his stomach. After eating the fruits, he climbed to the creek at the foot of the mountain to drink water. Poor me, I was going to say goodbye to my virgin life and now I am here. I wonder if how I died, is the girl dead too? If she has another boyfriend, my head will be green. Robert's mood got worse after he thought this. Green even after death? And he knows that is possible. He climbed to the streams and lowered his head to drink water. The stream water is like a mirror, but it reflects a black and white hairy face. Robert blinked, bared his teeth, and shook his head again. The reflection vividly reflected his movements. Robert raised his paw, it's black. Looked down at the belly again, it's white. In the dim cave just now, there was not much visibility, so Robert didn't even notice the color of his fur. Only at this moment did he realize that his hair was black and white. Fuck, he is a panda now? Chapter 2. System Plugin. He is dumbfounded right now. He first thought he was a bear, but now he knew the truth. He still knows the difference between bears and pandas. In his previous life, he was an animal enthusiast. He read books about different animals. Pandas know. To be exact, the giant panda is known around the world for its unique black and white appearance. They resemble other bears in their shape, but have very distinctive markings. All giant pandas have black patches around their eyes and black ears on a white head. Their legs are black and there is a black band across their backs. And as cuddly as they may look, pandas can protect themselves as well as most other bears by using their physical strength and powerful jaws and teeth. Pandas can grow up to 1.5 m long and weigh as much as 150 kilograms. And while their large molar teeth and strong jaw muscles are designed for crushing bamboo, they can deliver a very nasty bite. Although he was sad because he became a panda, at least he has the strength to protect himself from other animals. He is strong, with his teeth, he can bite the attacker to death. Before, if he was panicked because of security issues, then now he is full of confidence. It's not that bears are not strong as pandas, but pandas are national treasures. He will not worry about eating and drinking because of the status of national treasure. He just needs to be noticed and people will take him away for protection. He just has to survive, and with his strong jaw, is it difficult to survive? He can even bite a dinosaur to death with his strong jaws. A roar. There was a roar that was like a thunder explosion, which shocked countless birds in the forest. Rumbling. Immediately, the earth quaked, and a group of huge creatures which had long horns on their forehead rushed out of the forests in a stampede. Followed by another high creature that looked like a lion except they had 3 eyes smashed into the canopy. It rushed to the long-horned creature and smashed it upside down and then took a bite on the neck of the creature with its blood basin and threw it away. A creature with a body length of 5 or 6 meters and a height of nearly 3 meters was being flung out like a rag doll. From the beginning to the end, I didn't notice Robert, who was lying paralyzed by the stream. The soul of a human and body of a beast is in harmony and meet the system plugin activation conditions. Host, do you wish to activate the system plugin? There was a mechanical voice in his head. Robert shivered, and the horror in his eyes after seeing the giant creature turned into surprise after hearing the voice in his head. No matter how stupid he is, he realized that this world is not the same as he imagined. Here he is not a treasure anymore. He only has 3 options currently. One is to become prey, which is not okay with him. The second is to hide for a lifetime, dig a hole and live for a lifetime. Another option is to become one of the predators. At first, Robert was considering choosing the second option because he did not know how to become predator, no matter how hard he tries to hunt. He is a panda, in the end, he cannot compete with those big guys. But after he heard the voice in his mind, he decided to choose the third option. No matter how stupid he is, he understands that he has passed through and obtained a system. A host. Do you activate the system plugin? A mechanical voice rang in his mind again. I am willing to activate. Robert replied hurriedly. He has no other reliance right now except accepting the system plugin. Ding. Evolution system plugin activated successfully. At the same time, in Robert's mind, a panel emerged. Host, Robert. Evolution points, 0/10. Every time points reach the limit you will have evolution direction. Species. Giant panda, soul of a human, fairly common spiritual creature. Innate talent. 1. Digestion, digest quickly and can turn 50% of energy digested into evolution points. 2. Currently locked. Experience points. 0, necessary to upgrade cultivation realm. Cultivation realm, none. Remark. Just a panda who can eat bamboo and still be fat. Robert's mouth twitches when he saw the remark, but that's the truth. He was disappointed seeing his talent at first, but after he saw that sentence that 50% of the digested food can be converted into evolution points, he was satisfied. Although he still doesn't know much about the system and evolution points, he felt that it's very important. Any object that can be digested can be turned into evolution points, right? He was tempted to try this right now, but safety is necessary right now. If he wants to then do it with caution. Even though he is a panda, now he was a human in his previous life. He knows how to set traps and catch the prey. Next few hours Robert was busy. After doing all the work Robert was feeling hungry. Robert first went to the east where he often picked fruits, collected some green fruits, to eat and then quietly went to the river. The whole time he was vigilant, he did not want to become prey of the other creature. When he arrived near the river he saw. There was a small dam built with pebbles on the side of the stream intact. Robert breathed a sigh of relief. The trap was not destroyed by other creatures. It was the trap that Robert designed to catch prey, and the result was obvious. Several fish and shrimp were trapped inside. Robert grinned and immediately stretched out his paws to fish up a few fish and shrimp. He looked at the shrimps and first in his hand and gulped. He thought he prefers cooked food, but now he was hungry after doing all the work and he wants to confirm if he can get evolution points. So he directly threw the shrimps and fishes in his mouth. The tender and juicy fish and shrimp made Robert taste the meat again, and he almost cried for a while. And Robert built 3 small dams like this one, checked one by one, and caught a few small fishes and shrimps to fill his stomach. This was the best meal he had eaten since he came to this world. After that, he ate all the fruits he collected before coming here. After filling his stomach Robert waited for a while and kept looking at the system panel. After 10 minutes of seeing no reaction, he was anxious. What's wrong? Why is he not getting any evolution points after eating all this food? Chapter 3. It takes some time for digestion. He did not receive any prompt or message for evolution points. And the evolution points in the panel is still 0. Roar. At this time a roar came from behind. Robert shivered when he heard the roar. Don't tell me it's that giant creature. Suddenly there was a warning sign in Robert's heart as if there was an imminent danger. Robert instinctively looked back and saw an adult-sized orangutan, and the other is an adult-sized wolf. At this time both of them were looking at him fiercely. The corner of their mouth dripped with saliva as they looked at him. They should consider him as easy to get prey, not that it's wrong. But Robert felt pissed. If those big guys looked at him like this he will not feel annoyed. But you two are just like normal beasts, so where do you get that arrogance? Just then both of the beasts started to fight each other. These 2 guys are huge and fighting fiercely. Seeing their fight Robert's scalp was numb. It's cruel they are biting each other like dogs. One of them can be considered as a dog. But who cares a shit about this? If he doesn't run now he is dead. Escape first. Just as he ran for 10 meters, the battle between the 2 guys ended. The orangutan wailed and then made no sound. Robert's heart tightened up, he turned his head behind stiffly. The wolf is covered in blood and is running toward him. His eyes were fierce when he looked at him, apparently blaming him for all of the injuries. Robert wanted to cry. Brother, it's you guys who decided to fight before, then why are you blaming me now? And that orangutan, he is so weak he cannot hold wolf even for a minute. When the wolf was near him it pounced. Robert was shocked and rolled all over the floor with fright. He does not have any fighting experience. Although he dodged the attack, he was not out of danger. Wolf pounced at him and bit his arm. It was fortunate that his skin is thick, so the bite did not cause much damage to him. But the wolf stuck to him, no matter how hard he tried, but he could not shake the wolf. Robert was annoyed and his eyes became fierce. Damn it, do you think I am a vegetarian? Today at dinner I will eat you. Ye go to hell. If it were an ordinary beast, he would struggle frantically because of wolf's bite. But is Robert an ordinary creature? No, not only he has the power of a panda, but he also has the wisdom of a human being. So he raised his arm immediately and slammed the wolf on the big tree. Bam! The violent impact caused the tree to sway violently. The wolf howled in pain, but he still refused to release his arm. He wanted to use his claws on his eyes in the hope to give Robert some damage. But it was too late because he was greeted by a mouth full of sharp teeth. The wolf's head was as big as a basketball, but it was snapped by Robert with just a bite. Although he is a panda, don't forget the bite strength of a panda. It can snap a wolf head easily. The wolf issued a final scream and then his body became limp and fell to the ground weakly. It's dead. Robert was dumbfounded right now. He looked at wolf corpse and thought, did I defeat a wolf all by myself? Ding. The host gets 0.3 evolution points from the digested food. Ding. The host kills a spiritual creature wolf. You get 5 experience points. In his mind, the numbers on the panel changed. The evolution points become 0.3 and experience become 5. Why did evolution point arrive now? Due to payment delay? Robert was confused at first, then he realized an important point. It takes time for digestion. Although his digestion is fast, it's not insane to that level to digest the food in 10 minutes. Maybe he fought just now which speed up the digestion. It's possible. As for experience points for cultivation, Robert does not know anything about that. A system, how many experience points are needed for cultivation upgrade? Robert asked. He needed to know the exact number, because if he starts the cultivation his strength will increase and he can protect himself. Host needs to evolve once, only then you can start cultivation. At present, you are just a normal panda with no cultivation ability, but after you evolve thing will be different, then you will have fulfilled the requirement for cultivation. Till the experience points will be accumulated. A line of text appeared in his mind, and Robert understood the reason for this. First, he needs to evolve, only then he can start cultivation. At this time, the sky was already dark, various large beasts became restless, and the forest began to become lively. Robert picked up the body of the wolf. He was hesitating about the body of the orangutan because it can provide him evolution points. In the end, he did not take the body of the orangutan with him and left it in the same place. It can attract the attention of other beasts and no one will come after him. Robert didn't know how much strength he still had, and he was able to drag such a big corpse to his residence. Looking at the corpse of the wolf, his saliva flowed down. It was nighttime already. Let's fill the stomach first. And then sleep. Due to the fight against the wolf, he had to consume a lot of energy. So he needs replenishment right now. For a while, he gorged himself with wolf's meat. After eating all the meat on the wolf, Robert patted his chubby belly with satisfaction. Now that his stomach was filled, he felt sleepy, so he decided to sleep. Robert was too lazy to move, so he rolled on the ground and fell asleep. Chapter 4. An Uninvited Guest. At night. Robert slept till night. Maybe he was too exhausted both mentally and physically, so it took a long time for him to wake up. When Robert woke up, he sat up in a daze, then stood up. Just as he stood up, he felt severe pain. It was a feeling that the cells and bones all over the body were tearing. Fortunately, the pain did not last long. But it was tough to scare Robert. Hiss. Robert sucked a breath of cold air. He looked at his body and saw that there was no change. At least on the surface. He quickly checked himself with a shocked look on his face, and he was still covered in fur, and there was no strange change. Robert was confused, but he did not have any clue about this. Robert walked out of the cave. Since there is no pain, there is no need to overthink. Robert felt happy not because of pain, but because he knew that he can become stronger by collecting evolution points. Seeing that it was already nighttime and he was hungry too, Robert decided to go for a hunt. Robert arrived near the fruit tree and crawled under the fruit tree. He wanted to see if there is an enemy around him. Seeing that there was no movement around him, Robert didn't bother to think much about it, and he cautiously circled the tree and quickly picked up the fresh fruit and went to the stream. The small dam beside the stream was full of harvest. Today there were only fish in the traps. But it was enough to fill his stomach. This time he is not going to eat raw fish. He is going to cook and eat. Is there any dry wood? The best one that will decay, a dry branch and dry hair. Robert looked for the material to make fire. After being busy for some time, Robert finally found all the materials. He took a look, nodded in satisfaction, sorted out the method of drilling wood for fire in the previous life and took out a sharp stone, dug a small hole in the dry wood, and then put the dry branches on top, hold them with your hands, and rub them quickly. Although his hands looked chubby, work can be done with it. Robert didn't know, but when he was doing this there was a pair of eyes looking at him from the darkness with much curiosity. In a short while, green smoke rose from the junction of the wood branches. Robert hurriedly distributed the prepared animal hair on it, gently blowing it with his mouth. The green smoke thickens. Robert continued to turn the branches, blowing a few more mouthfuls, and a yellow flame suddenly appeared in the green smoke. Finally, Robert was feeling tired. It may look easy to make a fire like this, but he knows how difficult the task is if you are doing it for the first time. Just as fire appeared, Robert heard a movement for the bushes. He was alert instantly. He was too busy just now and did not notice his surrounding. If it's one of those big guys, then it's over. Robert looked at the bush in front with vigilance. He was prepared to face the enemy. Slowly he saw a creature crawl out of the bush. It's a wolf. And with white fur all over his body. At this movement, the wolf was looking at him with curiosity. Robert felt that all of his body was cold and his instinct was telling him to run. He stands no chance against the opponent. Just at this moment, he heard a system prompt in his mind. A system warning. A core formation spiritual creature is around you. Please run away. Don't provoke the opponent. Fuck. I just crossed and have to face the boss of this level? Robert wanted to cry. He just crossed and was found by a core formation realm spiritual creature. Excuse me, what is that bright object? It's pretty. How do you make it? At this time Robert heard a weak female voice. He looked around and saw that there was no one around him. He finally looked at White Wolf. He must be the one who spoke. Robert's mind was running at high speed. He was thinking about how to get out of the current predicament. According to what she said she does not know about fire. A lady, this is a fire which is used to cook food. Robert tried his best to speak softly. He didn't want to provoke this wolf unnecessarily. See, cook food. Is it tasty? Hearing this, the wolf waved her tail. She is excited. Just as Robert wanted to explain, he saw something incredible. The wolf was covered with light and its outline changed slowly. Finally, it stopped at the shape of a human. After the light dispersed, Robert saw a girl in front of him. This must be transformation, right? Since when at core formation realm one can transform? That was not mentioned in the novels. Chapter 5. Generous and strange white Fang. A pair of beautiful eyes with silver vertical pupils. Wolf ears emerged from the top of her head, and there were 3 silver streaks on each cheek. She has sharp nails. Her body was covered with sweaters like clothes. Robert didn't know where she got that from. She is a beautiful woman, with round and long legs. The silver-white wolf tail grew from behind. Robert was already dumbfounded seeing her. Furry wolf ears. A long silver wolf tail. Beastization. And the look when she looked at the fire with curiosity. It's cute enough to explode. Oh my god. Robert's head became blank in an instant. The wolf girl opposite seems to be waiting for his answer. Seeing that he was not answering, she asked again, excuse me, the food made by this thing called fire, is it delicious? Robert came back to his senses. How can he forget the cute girl in front of him is dangerous? Yes, it's delicious, better than eating it raw. Robert didn't know how to answer this question. Is it delicious? For him, it's only better than uncooked food, but without any spices, it doesn't taste good. The girl's eyes lit up after hearing him. She looked at him expectantly and said, can I eat it too? I will give you something in exchange. After she said this, she stretched out her hand, and a small colorful flower appeared in her white palm, slowly rotating. Robert didn't pay attention to it. Although the flower is beautiful, it's no use to him. And it's just some food. On top of that, she is so beautiful and strong. So Robert does not have any reason to reject her. And he didn't dare to reject her. Who knows what she will do in rage. A system prompt. 9-color strange flower detected. Very useful for evolution, and by using it you can get 100 evolution points. It's as recommended to collect it. Robert changed his mind after hearing the system prompt. It can give freaking 100 evolution points. Till now he has only collected measly 1 evolution point. If he can eat it, he can easily evolve. And he is getting it for some cooked food. For him, it's the best deal. He quickly took over the flower and patted his chest. Although I do not have any use for this flower, and it's useless to me, but I will still make some cooked food for you because I am a good panda who cares about others. As for this flower, I will take it as a token of our friendship. Today, I will let you eat the most delicious barbecue meat. Robert said this shamelessly. He did not feel any shame after saying this. The girl looked at him with admiration and said, You are indeed a good panda. You are willing to give me delicious food for free. Robert felt a little guilty after hearing her, so he decided to cook a little more meat. What's your name? You can call me Robert. I am a panda. I am White Fang. White Fang introduced herself. Looks like she is a shy girl. White Fang, that's a good name. I will call you Little White, is that okay with you? Robert asked. Her name was a bit weird, but at first expected her to have no name because she is a spiritual creature. It was a surprise that she had a name. Maybe he was thinking too much. After hearing Robert, she nodded. Her gaze was still fixed on the meat on the fire. There was a droll at the corner of her mouth and her tail were swaying from left to right. Looks like she is a foodie. Robert smiled at her. He liked her more because of this, because he is a foodie too. At this time, the fish and shrimps are almost cooked through, exuding an attractive fragrance. Seeing that White Fang's saliva almost flowed out, Robert gave her cooked shrimps and fish. White Fang was not afraid of being hot, so she grabbed a grilled shrimp and sent it directly into her mouth, and her mouth brightened like stars. Robert also ate the cooked fish, and a distinct flavor that can only be found under high-temperature cooking made Robert burst into tears instantly. But it still can't be compared to food with salt and other spices, but it is better than raw food. Beggars can't be choosers, and it's already a good start. Soon a few fish and shrimp entered his mouth. The amount of food was not enough for him now, but he was still satisfied. It was the same for White Fang. She has a satisfied smile on her face. Like you said, it's truly delicious. It's the best food I have eaten till now. I will leave now, it's time for me to go home. Thank you so much for the food. White Fang said this, and then rushed into the forest. Robert was puzzled by her behavior. What's with the hurry? It's not like he will eat her. He was going to invite her to stay here for a night, but since she is gone, there is no use overthinking about this. After eating the unforgettable supper and cleaning up the mess, Robert got a little sleepy, and shook his head into the cave and lay down and fell asleep.